Hey, everybody. I am here and have the honor of bringing up a completely different subject today: dirt, dust, grime. Again, with the Seminole County Chamber, I get the pleasure of being able to meet and talk with such a variety of different business owners. And this was just one that I was kind of curious about. On a funny note, I'll say the first thing that caught my attention was the name. Their name is Duct Dynasty. No, 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 it's not with a K, it's with a T. If you know Chuck at all, he loves that show. So I was like, oh, Duck Dynasty. Oh no, love ducks. I've got to learn a little bit more about ducks, and so do you. So I'm bringing them on board today because there are a lot of different companies out there, just like any of our other fields, and they're here to share with you maybe some things you can relate with. I know I live in a house that's built in the 60s, and I often wonder too, even though I've had my ducts redone once since I've lived here, what do they look like? So I'm going to turn it over. Roy is the OP manager, operations manager, and Kyle, the vice president of residential services. They are here to share with you something you may be able to relate with, so you can talk to them later on. All right, I'm going to turn it over to you guys. Go ahead.
Hey guys, I'm Roy. This is Kyle. Um, yeah, thanks for the intro, Deborah. Thanks for having us here. Yeah, we do anything HVAC cleaning, so duct cleaning, air handler cleaning, commercial and residential. Yeah, just wanted to share a couple things with you guys today, just how important it is to see what's inside of your ducting and inside your HVAC systems to make sure your family and employees, your coworkers are safe and breathing fresh, clean air. Also, the energy side of things where um, you can save energy on having clean ducts. So your air handler doesn't have to work as hard and distributes nice, clean air. We can do anything from just regular duct cleaning to encapsulating fiberglass ducting that may be stained and have an odor to it or have bacteria in it or possibly mold, but we'd have to do a full duct cleaning and encapsulation if any of those concerns. But Kyle has a brief story of some of the things to watch out for. There's a lot of air duct cleaning companies out there. A lot of them advertise really cheap rates, sometimes under $100, sometimes under $200. There's really not any way they can thoroughly clean a system for that cheap.
Yeah.
We we go through a whole system in a house or a commercial property. Commercial properties sometimes take days or months. Houses usually don't take any less than a half day just to go through all the ducting and um, you have to take basically the whole system apart and look through all the ducting. You can't just go a few feet in and call it clean. You have to go through it thoroughly to actually do the right job. Kyle has a brief story to share.
Yeah, so we've had clients call us out, and they've previously hired other companies that run ads. You'll see like a 299 or $100 air duct cleaning, and basically they got that house done with that company, and they're still having problems with say dust blowing out of the vents, or they just noticed that uh, it wasn't making that big of a difference as what they thought. So they ended up finding us, and we go out, and every time we do an inspection, we check all the duct work, like Roy was saying, all the components. A lot of other companies, they'll just go in, they might not even take a vent down. I've heard that they some people just come in and look around and they don't go into the attic, they don't check anything on the inside. So that's one indicator that you're not getting a quality company to do that work. One other thing to look for with the company, just make sure that they're NADCA certified, which we are, and that just makes sure that if they're dealing with microbial growth in the system or anything out of the ordinary, that they're going to be taking the proper precautions and taking care of it properly for you. So those are a couple of things. I have a story from one other client of ours. He had bought a house, and there was a smokers that lived in it for I think 50 years, and all the ductwork, it was fiberglass. It smelled like cigarettes. They got the whole house repainted on the inside, and they couldn't figure out the problem. And then they started thinking it might be in the ductwork, and turns out it was. So we went there and we encapsulated it with our latex paint that's designed for fiberglass ductwork. And once we cleaned and encapsulated the whole thing, the smell was gone. So I thought that was pretty cool, and they were really happy with it.
That was a good point. As a realtor, I come across houses all the time that you can tell somebody inside smoked.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
okay, yes, you can paint over it without cleaning the walls thoroughly and trap the smoke in. But I always think about the ducts too. And you
Absolutely.
mentioned as far as putting some kind of coating in there. I mean, my immediate thought here at this time of the year, the end of the year and the beginning of the new year is whenever my allergies get kicked up, and I immediately think of, okay, that maybe some allergens or something that caught up in the ducts. But you had mentioned as far as the smoke, and that is something that, educate me if you don't mind, are usually whatever the smoke particles are attached to, is that usually right at the beginning of the duct system, or is that could be all the way through the whole house, that way you need to
Good.
get something in there that's cleaning way thoroughly in there?
It depends on the type of ductwork we're dealing with. I mean, anything porous like fiberglass, it's gonna get caught in that and then stay in it. Even you can smell it sometimes in flex duct. That's going to be a plastic liner, which is a lot easier to clean and usually a lot easier to get rid of the smell than fiberglass. But it could be anywhere. I mean, if they've been smoking in the house for, let's say how many years, 10 years or so. I mean, it's probably throughout the whole thing.
Yeah,
It's most
it's
likely.
typically throughout the entire system.
Yeah.
Like a full system cleaning is necessary.
Yeah.
I remember specifically a house where they used a lot of candles, like a lot of candles everywhere. He was selling candles and just used them everywhere. And then we found soot throughout every inch of ducting and coated the air handler. So it just over the years, like if you're smoking in the house or if you have a microbial issue, it's going to be distributed throughout the duct system. But yeah, just important to get it checked and know the health of your HVAC system.
Well, you brought up a couple of really good pointers, and I'm sure there's a whole lot of other stories out there that we could share. We all need to stay healthy. And of course, we're not even go down the avenue as far as viruses and different colds and stuff like that could be trapped in there and that we're breathing every day. How do others contact you and so they can end up learning a little bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. We can share a contact card here. I don't know if
Well, I've just mentioned a phone number or website, and then I'll
Yeah,
put it in the
website.
comment
Yeah,
section for the YouTube channel, and they can always end up liking, commenting, and subscribing on that as well.
perfect. Yeah, go to ductdynasty.net. That's DUCT dynasty.net. That's our website. That'll have all the info on there. And then we also have an email you can reach out to that we'll provide in the link below as well.
Perfect. Well, I'll
And-
put that again in the text. Thank you, everybody, for listening and learning more with us, and thank you for educating us a little bit more on ducks. And I look forward to seeing you all at the chamber in the future. So again, subscribe so you know when I'm interviewing somebody else from the chamber. Have a great
Sounds
day.
great.
Thank
Thank
you for
you.
having us.
Bye.